I'm still kind of stuck a little bit back on because I remember reading some of the data, and it did state that the data is decreasing for those adolescents drinking, the older adolescents. So just like you stated, those right in college. Why do you think that is? Why
it's a couple of things. There's a report talking about being a geek. This is like in August. This survey comes out. It's a survey that comes out once a year, and it's a survey about attitudes around risky behaviors with kids. So it's not just a survey of. Don't you? I do. It comes out from the University of Michigan, and it's about it's a survey around kids and risky behaviors, and it's not just who's doing the drugs and what numbers of kids are doing the drugs, but their perceptions around the risks associated with doing various things. Love this report. So anyway, for about a decade before COVID hit, drug and alcohol use among kids was going down and pretty steadily. And then just before COVID hit, it kind of leveled off a little bit, which, is worrisome, but we were still headed in the right direction. And then COVID hit and all hell broke loose. Adult use has gone up a lot. Adults letting kids have alcohol at home has gone up. Certain categories of drug use have gone up among adults. Alcohol and psychedelic use has gone up. Anyway, and marijuana use has gone up. So, keeping an eye on trends is really, really important, but that sort of gives us a big picture of what's happening in the country. And why that is, I think our prevention science is getting better. I think I don't think we can underestimate the importance of social emotional learning. And we have these kindergarten teachers saying that, social skills are more important than their reading and math skills in kindergarten. And that's all about social emotional learning. That's all about their social emotional skills. We have incredible writers like Michelle Borba, there are 2 books behind me. One is called Unselfie, and it's about raising kids who have empathy and can think about other kids. All of a sudden, there's this real emphasis on empathy as part of social emotional learning. I think all of that, getting kids to stand up for themselves, teaching kids some refusal skills, practical refusal skills, all of that sort of stuff, I think. And, understanding our science is getting better around, until about 30 years ago, we thought that when a kid was 10, their brain was done developing because it was at its adult weight and size. But, you guys have been around 10-year-olds, they're not done developing. So, it wasn't until we had science, we had tools like the functional MRI machines that we were able to get in there and really see what's going on and start teaching kids about their brains. And I'm in schools all year long, well, at least pre-COVID. And I walk into kindergarten classrooms where there are posters about the brain, like the upper stuff and the lower stuff, and helping kids understand that when they punch another kid, that's coming from their lower brain, and that they need to start letting their upper brain talk a little bit more loudly. And that stuff is so important. And read the work of Carol Dweck around fixed and growth mindsets. That's all about kids understanding how their brains work and harnessing that to help them be more motivated to learn and believe that their capacity is greater than we ever thought it was, to change their intelligence and to increase their intelligence. So there's a lot happening at the confluence of a lot of things, I think, that are bringing those numbers down. But we have really good prevention programs now that I think, despite those sad numbers I told you about at the beginning of the podcast, I think we're headed in the right direction.